Right then, in the last Dropbox video, what we did is we basically downloaded the software, talked about downloading it, how it was actually used, syncing of folders, things like that. In this video, what we're going to look at is sharing those links, because it's all very well and good if you've got files. It's a great way of actually sharing things between one computer and another. But what you may want to do, and as we'll talk about with the QR generator part of it, is that you may want to actually give students access to certain images and in effect put them up onto the web. Now, one of the problems is if you put them on YouTube and other things, it's often stopped by quite a few filters. You can't actually get through those filters, especially within Leicestershire and Leicester generally. One thing you can do though is use Dropbox, because what Dropbox will allow you to do is it will host your content. Think about it, whenever you sync it, it's automatically sending whatever you've got in your Dropbox up onto the World Wide Web, into the cloud. So all of these images here, and indeed our test one that we used earlier, is up there. It's not accessible at the moment because nobody really knows it's there. Google won't look at it, it's hidden away. But what you can have is it's up on the Dropbox servers. So what we can do is I can actually have a look at that online. Now if you highlight what it is in your Dropbox folder, right click and go down to the Dropbox icon, you can see you've got Browse on Dropbox website, which allows you to look at it on the website, but also you can see this Share Link. Now if you click on Share Link, what it'll do is it'll bring up a web page and it will actually give you the web address for that particular image. So here we go, up on Dropbox, and there is the actual image. Now it's got this thing where it pops up and says share this image, but we don't really want that. You can send that as an email and you can say, right, this is my image, and share it via email if you so wish. By the way, if you click on it the first time you do this, Dropbox will ask you to verify your email. So the first time you click on share, rather than coming up with this share this image, it will ask you to actually verify your email. Now I have the copy of the verification email that they first sent me, and this is it here. So it says, hi Mark, we just need to verify your email address. In other words, there's a layer of security so that you can basically say, yes, this is me, this image is fine, I'm okay with doing that. Once you click verify your email, away it goes, and it's quite happy then to allow you to actually share those images. There we go. Which allows me to actually have a look at those. But more importantly, if we look at this one, we've actually got this. Now this is a website link, just as you would go to any other website. That is the actual location on the internet for that particular image. Now you might sort of go, well, so what? But think about it. That is now something which people can get to, students can get to. So if it's an MP3 recording, they can get to that. If it is anything else, they can get to it. So be it an image, be it a file, be it a video, they can actually get hold of that particular thing and actually have a look at it. So while that's up in our Dropbox, we can actually use that with a QR code generator to start actually sharing content. Now that's very, very useful for us to actually create key things, create resources for use inside the classroom. And what we'll be talking about later on is how that can actually be used with a QR code generator. So have a look at the QR code generator one. It's also very useful if you want it for anything else as well. If we have a look on here, a couple of things about the actual preferences underneath here. You can see obviously you've got the website on here and how much you've got and how you can actually get more space, but it's a key thing to talk about the pausing of the syncing part as well, because this may be something that you would like to do, because syncing constantly might take up a lot of time. If you've got a limited connection, it might be something you want to actually turn off, because all the time that's trying to talk back and forth to Dropbox, and it does take some of your bandwidth. So it's well worth thinking that if you actually have a problem with a slower internet connection, you might want to just turn it on and off so that you don't have it on all the time, so that it doesn't slow your general sort of surfing. If you've got very good broadband, it's probably not a problem, and to be fair, most of the time it's not doing a great deal. It's only when you're changing stuff that it's actually doing any of those bits and pieces. But it is something you may wish to get rid of. So that's the general sort of bits and pieces in Dropbox. It's sort of pretty straightforward and simple bit of software, and once you play with it a bit more, you'll obviously get used to it. The basics are that you've got a folder that's on your laptop here and wherever other machines that you have. You drop things into there, they appear everywhere else. We also now know that we can share those as well, so each of these images can be shared with anybody as long as they're in our Dropbox folder. If you'd like to have a look at the QR code generator ones, we'll go into a little bit more in depth of how you can create QR codes based on these and other resources, and how these can then be used in your lessons as well.